this live, man. Let's do this live. People needs to make sure that we are live. Man, this stupid ass. I'm sorry. Okay, are we there yet? Okay, yes, indeed, we're there. The number to call in is 516-418-5867. It's the Lawyer Henderson podcast show. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You're listening to the Lawyer Henderson podcast show. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about. If before we get into today's show, we're talking about Dave Chappelle want to boycott Netflix, Monique lawsuit, and Obama's foolish interview with the Black Breakfast Club, and how Charlemagne the God actually asked almost some of the blacker questions, but as far as trying to then basically challenge Obama on the numbers of statistics, okay, you don't have hosts on the Breakfast Club that basically could do really follow-up questions and really, jag down the truth when these politicians come on their shows. So that's the reason why they basically carefully go on those shows and to talk to people who don't deal with politics on a day-to-day basis here. The number to call in is 516-418-5867, 516-418-5867. Also, if you want to advertise with the Lawyer Henderson Show, call me up. The business line is 470-408-9452. 470-408-9452. That's the business line. And once you call the business line, we basically are open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. You can call the business line to try to advertise with the show as low as $40. You can get your, you advertise your business, and we ask for you to do a JPEG, or I can do it myself if you want me to do that. Don't forget, on YouTube, please send a Cash App if you would like to support the show. We do take Cash App. That is $ Lawyer Henderson 40. That's our cash out if you want to give that to us and donate to the show. Also, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I see you all on YouTube. Thank you for your support. But ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a lot of, we got so much stuff to talk about, man. This interview that Obama did with the Breakfast Club, we're going to talk about that as well. Dave Chappelle wants to boycott Netflix, and also we're going to be going into Monique's lawsuit a little bit. But one of our biggest issues is about Obama. He got this new book, and now he's trying to sell it. This man has already made wrote 3 books, memoirs, on basically the same old crap that, he's selling people a lot of just foolish dreams and hopes and stuff like that. This man is, I think Yvette, y'all. I think Yvette said it good when he called, Obama a narcissistic person, that Obama has a narcissistic personality, to write 3 memoirs. You understand? And they're not saying anything. Look, I mean, the audacity of hope and talking about, come on. This man sounds weak. But anyway, we're going to get into that tonight. All right, that's the Lawyer Henderson Show. Let's get everything official. All right. Let me get straight out there. We're setting the record straight here on the Lawyer Henderson Show. That's what we do. 516-418-5867. 516-418-5867 if you want to call us in. Today's show is talking about Dave Chappelle wants to boycott Netflix. Monique's lawsuit, of course, back in June, the district court said that she could move forward on her lawsuit. I'm going to talk about that as well. And Obama, foolish little interview on the Breakfast Club. Like I said, we've been talking about that. We'll get into that a little bit later on in the podcast. Number to call in is 516-418-5867. 516-418-5867. Before we get started, let's talk about some news that's going around. I didn't know that Bobby Brown's son had passed, and he had spoken out about about the passing of his son. We've seen how a lot of people is basically in the Brown's family just dying all of a sudden, and the Bobby Brown family. I mean, you had of course Whitney Houston, then Bobby Christina, then her boyfriend, and now Bobby Brown's son. It's kind of like somebody within around that family is basically something is going on with that. That's kind of weird. I hope somebody investigate that real thoroughly. Okay, but I know that we're coming on Thanksgiving. I know y'all celebrate that. Tariq Nasheed did a great interview about what the Thanksgiving holiday represents, y'all. Also, Ricky Schroeder posed with accused, what's his name? Kenosha shooter after donation. He got out of bond. I think they did like a bond for him. I think he had a $1 million bond, and he was able to bond out. Kyle Rittenhouse, I think that guy Kyle Rittenhouse is out on bond. I think that's what they were saying here. But Yvette Cornell said something very great about Obama. Writing 3 memoirs and stuff like that, memoirs, and all his memoirs are talking about nothing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the number to call in is 516-418-5867. We're on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And also make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Let's go. Let's also, talk about some other news. Kevin Hart was in the news not too long ago. They were saying that Kevin Hart's special, according to hiphopvibe.com, that this man jokes was not funny. Hip Hop News report on November 22nd, 2020, that Kevin Hart asked Tariq Nasheed why his opinion should matter and that he's done pretty well for himself doing comedy that's not funny, after Nasheed said 0 FUCKs given. It's not funny. Now, this was already something as Kevin Hart has faced backlash with his 0 FUCK given special on Netflix. A joke about Hart's daughter was taken out of context, and Twitter tried canceling him last week. In spite of this, the drama had died down. Being celebrity means being subjected to all kinds of criticism, though. After having to deal with the backlash, Kevin Hart had to deal with critics. Activist Tariq Nasheed actually took to Twitter to say that the 0 FUCK given special was not funny. Kevin Hart is not him, and the chick that did the film that they did. I got this movie, and I actually looked at this movie. And the name will come to me in a minute, but Kevin Hart is not funny. Okay, he tells these little rincy jokes that white people laugh at, and it's like, dude, can you really tell a joke? You've been paid all of this money to do stand up. You've been paid all this money to basically, people wants to laugh. And Kevin Hart is just not funny. There's certain, films. I'm sorry, stand up that he did that, you'll get a laugh here and there. White people were like, yeah, but this man is just not funny. He is the black version of Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer's not funny. Okay, so that's going to lead us also into our situation with Monique here later on as well. Amy Schumer is not funny. Okay, these people are getting paid by Netflix millions of dollars, and the people who are actually funny, Netflix is screwing them out of distribution contract deals and money. Netflix, basically, bottom line, has a history like other movie studios and trying to screw you over on contracts. Netflix have been basically sued by Monique, and we're going to talk about that. That's why I said we have a lot of things to talk about tonight on the Lawyer Henderson show. But I want to ask y'all something. Did y'all see this disgusting relationship with Gabby Sidibe and her boyfriend Brandon Frankel? Yuck! You see, this is the kind of, and you would have, I thought that Gabby Sidibe lost a little bit weight, but I think that she had grew some pounds back on it. This woman is worth, I think, around $6 million. Okay, she's worth $6 million. Maybe her income is going to grow to 7 million. But Gabby Sidibe and her boyfriend is around with these crazy kind of pictures and stuff like that. And you got to tell black folks, when you interracially date, you don't get the white people who basically sit on major corporate boards. You don't get the white people who are into the high pay jobs and who have millions and millions of dollars. You get these mediocre white men and women. Gabby Sidibe and her boyfriend Brandon Frankel is posing, and the white media loves to put this type of relationship. They like to trap out fat and obese type women within our community. This is what they believe that we should be basically celebrating in a community. Obesity, out of shape type women instead of women and black women who are in shape in entertainment. And you have to look at why her, Gabby Sidibe, Lonnie Love, and Sherry Shepherd, all three of them have been praised by the white media. Lonnie Love and now Gabby Sidibe. I don't know about Sherry Shepherd, but these two deciding, that basically, oh, now that I have money, let me get with a mediocre white man. This white dude that she's with looked like he's the manager at O'Reilly's. This is foolish. Black men do the same thing. They get these overfed white women who look like they work in the back of the kitchen at the Golden Corral. It's shocking here. And this is disgusting. And they have all these types of weird. They got these types of weird things going on with it. It's just outrageous, man. It's outrageous. And this is what's going on. You got a bunch of black folks who get into entertainment and they decided that, oh, let me date a white person because that's going to help, mature. I mean, that's going to help people think that I'm somebody, I'm worth something. If I'm on the arm of white daddy and white mommy, oh, I'm basically somebody. I'm worth something here. I told you in my commentary that we talked about Lonnie Love. Remember, she basically had a good black man. But then when she started making money, oh, now I'm the white man. It's the same thing with Venus and Serena. And we're talking about both black men and black women here. The ideal here is that it was so disgusting to see Sita Bay and this dude, they in here, they making all kinds of disgusting pics about their relationship and them getting married. It was so just disgusting. I wanted to regurgitate because simple damn well, this is not a relationship based upon love. This is a relationship based upon gutter sex that the white supremacists like to engage in and taking this woman's money. You can look at we have looked at the history of what white men do and how they break black women over time. If just look at Stacey Dash, look at this model Naomi Campbell. Her boyfriend still wants money from her, even though he has some. This is pathetic, man. This is outrageous. To see this woman basically think that she's in love and then allow this white dude to use her for her money. She's going to go broke and he's going to divorce her at some point. Right now, as she's getting movie role, I think she's playing in a film called Annabella now. This is pathetic, people. This is really pathetic. And they're all these pics, they're making all kinds of just, he's on there, with these crazy looks in every photo and picture that the white media takes of him. This right here is basically it's insanity. This is about gutter sex. You understand? The white supremacists like to have sexual relationship with black women to the certain extent that, yeah, I want all your money, but I will engage in gutter sex as well. I mean, this is just atrocious. Let's basically move on. But anyway, I just had to throw that out there. We're moving on now. We have to talk about a lot of things here because you see here we got to understand something. We got the white media is out here and they are basically making sure that their trolls and their boulets are taken care of. They're out here making sure that they remove us away from our tangibles. They're doing a lot of things out here to keep us occupied. And I just thought, let me go back to the Citabate thing for a minute. I just thought that, this is, come on. Come on, man. This is not good here. Let's see something else about Citabate because I think she was with other 2 or 3 other people as well. I don't know, but this is just horrible. It really is. It's just. Let me see something here. Okay. Let me just take a look at this, and I'm not, trying to, I'm just trying to figure out what is the thing here. Okay. Now, remember that there was this one chick that was from Nigeria. She had her zaddy, and all of a sudden she went to this mountain. I think it was a mountain or something like that. But anyway, make a long story short, she got murdered. She got killed. Not, I won't say murdered, but she got killed by some type of a giant gate or something like that. I mean, this is kind of crazy here. So you got to be careful and dating these white supremacists because all these tragedies all of a sudden happening and stuff like that. But folks, do y'all think that the combination? I know you folks on YouTube can't see this, but people on Instagram can. Is, is that really a real couple here? Is that really? I mean, it's almost like it's saying, you know, at some point you got it resembles that you got this one black power person and he's married to a white girl, but he's swerving down, he's black power. It's almost the opposite of that. You got a white supremacist wanting to, date a pro-black woman, and she got this afro here. But it's nothing about Bay that's pro-black. I'm just saying that's the image that they tried to basically portray here. Oh man, this is sad. This is sad at all around here. But yeah, folks, it's just I don't know. Yeah, this is it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I just thought I had to just bring it out. All right, so let's get to Monique's lawsuit here. Okay. So Monique, see, we've been talking about Netflix. Netflix have been screwing over black folks for a long time, just like the music business, the music industry. They bring these back contracts on us. They basically, when it's a black person, they know that a black person who's first start out in the movie business or the music industry, they give them these shady contract deals. And they know that these black folks who are trying to break into entertainment is so desperate. So they will basically sign these contracts. They will sign these idiotic contracts so that basically they know that it's a bad deal here. And we're going to get into talking about Dave Chappelle here in just a moment. But it's almost like they know that they're ripping you off. They don't basically want to just admit it. And so all of these huge media conglomerates, they do the same thing when it comes to black folks. With white people, they give them a fair deal. They give them a great contract. They get movie roles after movie roles. They get sequels, kind of like Scream 1, 2, 3, and all that. With black folks, you basically they screw you over, and it's like you get these deals, like for instance, Black Panther. That movie made $1 billion. You see how the cast members didn't even make a lot of money out of that movie, but the white folks made a lot of. So you have to understand something. White supremacy do not believe that black folks is deserving. So, hell, we don't believe we're deserving on a lot of things. Okay, so let alone if we don't think that, and we don't put too much pride and basically helping ourselves as excuse me, as black people, then why is everybody else is going to do the same thing? Okay. But the article in USA Today talked about Monique. Now, her situation with Netflix, how they gave Amy Schumer, a deal which was good. Like I said, another white woman who is not funny, by the way. And you basically give certain types of great contracts to white people because of their skin color versus people who are really funny, who are really entertaining. Now, I'm not going to say that Monique is entertaining moreover, but Dave Chappelle is. And we're going to get into Dave Chappelle as well. But USA Today reported that Monique won a major victory against Netflix in her lawsuit alleging race and gender discrimination after a federal court ruled Thursday that she possibly alleged the Screaming Giant illegally retaliated when she rejected a lowball offers to do a comedy special. Now, Netflix is already suspect right now. They did a movie called The Cuties. Now, go on to my Facebook page, the one that they hacked me out. I can't get back in. Facebook is real, you ScrewTube and the Facebook are really, I call them the FBI book, but the Face Bureau of Investigation. But they really basically did not want me to then have to expose the fact that the movie itself and the ideal of Facebook being accused of what they're calling the movie The Cuties, a a child exploitation film, but do not go out of the heads of the studio. You see? So if this is criminal activity, like I said in the first original commentary about Facebook releasing cuties, why is it then that you can say that this is criminal activity, but you don't go after the people who are releasing the film? Because had this been a black studio, they would have came after the CEOs, they would have came after the directors, the producers, and everybody. But see, since we have the Mayo Clinic, now is the fact is that instead of criminally going after the CEOs, I'm just going to say that the company did something criminal. But you can't name a building in a lawsuit. Okay, FBI, you can't do that. You got to, if you're going to go after Netflix for criminal charges, or the state, if y'all going after any company, you got to go after their CEOs. They CEOs and the filmmakers, even though the filmmaker is a woman, and they tried to put the female as the director because they knew that they were going to have this backlash. They knew that they were going to have this backlash. But anyway, I did that on my Facebook page about this film, Cuties. Netflix have an issue here. The issue is that it's all about exploitation of black folks, whether it be screwing them out of money, whether it's screwing them out of certain types of things and exposing black kids to certain types of sexual exploitation, just like the movie Cuties had done. So when Monique did basically sue them, she sued them based upon not only gender discrimination, but race. The article from US Today goes on to say that the decision in the Central District Court in California means Monique Hitz, her real name, lawsuit can go forward, and Netflix attempt to get it dismissed was denied. The decision by U.S. District Judge Andre Barate Jr. notes that Monique raised a novel theory, arguing that the Netflix alleged failure to negotiate an opening offer in good faith, as a customary in the industry, constitutes an adverse employment action for purposes of retaliation claim. You see? So you bring me in, and you didn't bring in Amy Schumer to see if she qualified, but here you bring a black female comedian in and say, well, let's see what you got on your skit, okay? This is probable cause of racism and discrimination. You see, you got to understand something. We basically don't support each other as black folks as it is, and the reason why we don't is because we think that everything is white that is right. That's the reason why we don't basically own anything in a sense, because we always run into the white community. We got black folks staying in the white community because they are running away from who they are. But anyway, I digress because that's not what we're talking about today. But regardless of whether the plaintiff was ultimately prevail on her claims, dismissing this case under Rule 12BC is not appropriate. And that's Rule 12BC, because when I went to federal court, I understand that there was a failure to state a claim into which what they call for relief to be granted. Is basically what Netflix tried to do. She said, well, she has not stated a claim. The judge is disagreeing here. The judge said that in his decision, plaintiff complaint may raise a novel issue, but does not justify dismissing it at this stage. The comedian and actress who won an Oscar for her supporting role in Drama Precious filed her lawsuit last year, claiming Netflix offered her a significantly less money for a comedy special in comparison to her fellow male and white comedians. Okay, now, we already seen Monique go after Tyler Perry and Oprah and Lee Daniels. Now, I'm glad that she went after Oprah because Oprah is a snake. She's a slimy, crooked. She loves White Daddy. And I gave y'all that commentary where Oprah was hugging all on Harvey Weinstein. And she is just really Oprah is a conniving whore. This woman is basically the biggest, disgusting, diabolical. I just can't, Oprah is, I'm telling you, she's scandalous. And so Monique was the only one to call him out. And then you had old boule Steve Harvey. Don't, yeah, you're not in the white man gang. You're not in the black man gang. This is money gang. And then they canceled his show because he wasn't boule. Steve Harvey already said that he is willing to sell his soul. You see, and that's the reason what they won't see. That's what the type of black folks they want in entertainment. They want black people who will sell their soul. You understand? They want black people who is weak, who is basically, and I'm going to get to Obama in a minute because he is the same way. That's the reason why a lot of black people still try to hold on to his legacy, and even though it's nothing that Obama did for black folks, and we're going to get into that as well. But this is what is despicable about Hollywood or Hollyweird, because it basically all boils down that Monique had a fair right to say, well, why would you not pay me the same as Dave Chappelle or Amy Schumer? You did? If there's a standard for a comedian based upon this or whatever, that's fine. But we got to move on. You got to basically at least get me to half of the amount that you're going to give Dave Chappelle. They only offered her $500,000. I think it was, or I think, and she got paid $50,000 from Precious. You see, this is what we're saying here. And she called out and still waiting for royalties from the movie Precious, and she basically recorded Tyler Perry said that he's going to try to work with the executives, to make sure that she get more of her money back from the Precious, even though you know that these studios, they don't like to pay out royalties. They like to pay you out a big slum of money and then leave, and that's it. And they collected all the money. And so this is what Ice Cube was talking about when he's talking about ownership of your movies and your music here. It was Dr. Umar Johnson who talked about if we own the music to Prince music, to Michael Jackson music, and there was a few others, as black folks, that will be part of our reparations. But white people don't want to give us anything. They want us to continue to be beggars. They want us to continue to pretend like, we don't need anything. Okay. Today is Thanksgiving. I understand that, but there was a guy back in the days. Tariq talked about this on his show. He talked about a person who wanted to change the heritage. This person wanted to make sure that black folks back in the days, when we talking about how Columbus discovered America, whatever, he said that there was a white dude back in the days who tried to keep us away from resources. See, this is what's going on constantly today. And that's the reason why white folks don't like me, because I keep telling them, I don't want you to knock down monuments. I want you to provide me with resources. Okay? Resources is, and so you have a lot of black folks who basically will say you're a racist, and that's because black folks don't know the true definition of what racism is. And you have to be educated on that. And so they allow white people to talk them out of thinking that racism is a mere expression of attitude without providing you resources. That's the reason why our wealth gap is 10 to 1, you see. And so therefore they continue to do that. And we're gonna get on Obama in a minute, because he basically dig a huge hole with us, and he went on the Breakfast Club going in their line talking about wealth increase under him. Oh, come on. We're gonna talk about there here in a minute. Mm-hmm. The article goes on to say that when she complained, Netflix alleged failed to continue negotiations, which would have been the unusual practice in Hollywood. Monique lawyer David the Robertus said, I hope I said it, said in a statement to Netflix, sought to convince the court that shutting down good faith negotiations because she raised concerns about pay discrimination is not retaliation under the law. The court disagreed. The Robertus said, today's ruling is an important victory for Hollywood talent who, just like all other workers, need protections against retaliation if they raise concern about pay discrimination during the hiring process. End quote. See, these movie studios think that if you disagree with their pay negotiation, oh well, we're gonna just leave and basically we'll get another talent. Okay, but see, a lot of people talent that they've been happening to have not went and took these people to court in these studios. That's why a lot of movie studios have gotten away with that. They'll call somebody else in and basically say, okay, I'm not going to deal with you. I'll deal with somebody else. Okay, so other talent, specifically women, have not went and said, okay, I'm going to stand up like what Monique did and say, no, you have to pay me almost the same way or equal as just equal to what you did with Amy Schumer. You see, and so therefore we don't have that kind of strong power within the black community. We just let things go. It's just like, you just said, I don't want to fight racism or discrimination on job. So then you'll just go get a new job. You see, that's the weakness and the cowardice that we have within the black community. Okay. And that's what my white bosses try to do for me. But see, I wasn't playing that game. Okay. I had to take them to federal court. See, here's the thing. You got to be able to look at this and see that because we don't, control anything as black folks. Okay, we go out here, we work on white folks' jobs, and then we come home at 5 o'clock. And so we work outside the economic system. And that's the reason then, we're basically, our wealth is 10 to 1. So now we have to still rely upon white people for jobs, just like we were basically had to do the same thing during slavery. So that's the reason why Dr. Claude Anderson talked about that our wealth have not moved up one iota since the Civil War, you see. And that's the reason why I'm going to get on Obama, because Obama went on the Breakfast Club line talking about wealth among black folks during his administration went up. I'm like, why will you go on Breakfast Club line, Obama? Wealth under you basically was destroyed, and we're going to get in talking about that. He went on that line trying to sell his book. He went over there just lying, and it's like, dude. And so he don't have, and they like to go to these black people who are or who basically are not politically sound. They don't have the information. They don't have the statistics. They don't have the data to say, look, and just tell that man and say, look, man, I got these statistics here, dude. Wealth, we lost the wealth under you. You see, this is what we're talking about. I know I'm all over the place, but we got to stop. We got to start challenging these people. They keep lying, you know. But it also goes on to say that employers in the entertainment industry need to take pay discrimination concerns seriously, fix them if the concerns have merit, and never retaliate against those who have the courage to speak up about equal pay. End quote. The ruling comes at a point when millions of Americans are protecting racial injustice and persistent discrimination against non-white people in employment, including Hollywood. Netflix, which on Thursday was celebrating the name of the company's chief content officer, Ted Ted Sarandos, as a co-CEO, did not immediately comment on the court's ruling. You see what I'm saying? And you got to understand that Netflix is a huge brand now. Okay? And then Netflix grew a lot of money because of COVID. We're sitting at home watching these Netflix shows and stuff like that. They got money to pay us. They just don't want to. So here's the thing. Here's the issue here. You have Monique is suing them, and now Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is another person who is upset with Netflix. On November 25th, 2010, NPR News, this is Fair Use Act, that Netflix removes Chappelle's show at Dave Chappelle's request. He actually telling us boycott them because they're not paying him for his show. They're not paying him for his own show. Comedian David Chappelle had a string request for his fans. Don't string his show. I'm begging you. If you ever like me, he said in a video of a stand-up routine that he shared on Tuesday, boycott Chappelle's show. Do not watch it unless they pay me. Chappelle was calling out the network Comedy Central, which first aired Chappelle's show from 2003 to 2006. He said in a video that the company licensed the show to Netflix and HBO Max without paying him or informing him about the deal. Chappelle said Comedy Central was able to do so because as a young man, he had been snared in an unfair contract, which allows the networks to continue profiting from his show and prevent Chappelle from using its name. Chappelle famously walked out on the show in 2005 before finishing the third season, foregoing that could have been a $50 million deal. He had served as the series creator, executive producer, and star. Comedy Central aired the 3 episodes for the season already recorded. As he recounted on Instagram, when Chappelle found out Chappelle's show was going to be screened on Netflix, he called the streaming service to express his misgivings. A Netflix spokesperson confirmed the company removed the show earlier Tuesday morning at the comedian's request after airing it for less than a month, but declined to comment further. The streaming service had a robust business relationship with the comedian, reportedly paying Chappelle up to $60 million for 5 stand-up specials in 2006. That's what the F with Netflix, because to pay me my money, they do what they say they're going to do, Chappelle said in the video, and they went above and beyond what you could expect from a businessman. Now, see, here's the thing. This is what Monique was talking about as far as what she was saying, that they paid Dave Chappelle certain types of money, Amy Schumer this type of money as well. But here is Dave Chappelle saying, well, they owe me money from, streaming the Chappelle show. They ain't paying me my money. See, Netflix got a problem with paying people their money. It's just constant with them and consistent. And like I said, they're already suspect releasing this movie with these young girls in it. What's going on with Netflix? They got some perverts working over there. See, you got to understand something about, you got to certain types of people that's running these media companies, and we're heard of a lot of pedophilia in Hollywood. We're hearing a lot of things about this. These homosexual actors sleeping with these young boys. You know that what was his name? Corey Feldman coming out talking, telling us a story tell that he was raped by some Hollywood actors, male Hollywood actors, and they basically is trying to keep this a secret. And here, when he tried to tell his story, Barbara Walters, who is a part of the elite as far as the news outlet is concerned, trying to say that, oh, you're trying to destroy a whole industry. That's because they got Barbara Walters. She's a part of the white elite. Barbara Walter and Dr. Anthony Fauci was in a picture together. All of them, Tom Brokaw, all of them is a part of this huge white elitist that is running, that they're part of the 1% that they keep the rest of us down. We have to understand what's going on around us. And so Barbara Walters tried to basically say to Corey Feldman, hey, don't be exposing what the white elites are doing in Hollywood. All of this male sexual deviance is going on. This homosexual sexual perversion, but not only that, but pedophilia, having and sleeping with children. This Epstein type things going on here. You understand? You dig? So you got to start calling this stuff out. And Netflix, like I said, it is the film Cuties. And if the state is going to bring a charge on them, wherever state was supposed to bring that charge, and I go back and do and listen to the commentary. I did it on Facebook. It's on my Facebook page, my other Facebook page, because the Face Bureau of Investigation hacked my other account and blocked me. And ScrewTube always try to mess with your channel as well. But in that interview, I talked there again about Netflix doing this movie about these girls, and it's really centered around the black Nigerian female. You understand? So they do certain types of stuff that makes them suspect in such a way. You see, Netflix basically, it really you got to question it. It was kind of like trying to run like the movie studio, the movie studios did back in the 1970s and 80s. You see. But at the same time, we see what they're playing. They're playing games with us here. They're playing a lot of games here. It's really not funny. It really is not. So okay, so Obama. Let's talk about Obama. Okay, let's talk about your boy Obama. See, here's the thing with Obama. I think Yvette Carnell said it great when she said that this man has a narcissistic personality. This man has a narcissistic personality. There's a lot of black folks who still think Obama did something for us. Let me tell you, Obama destroyed black wealth. And now here he is with his third memoir, from The Audacity of Hope and all the other. Obama just keep on coming out with books talking about a lot of stuff that he's giving false hope to black folks, and he can't explain his cowardice of why he did nothing for us in the White House. He was on the Breakfast Club. He tried to go in talking about Dr. King and Malcolm X. This is the first time this man has ever said Malcolm's name. Come on, Obama. You gotta stop playing games here with us. The white media likes to basically put out him and other black folks. Like I told you, I just saw that you just saw that picture of Sita Bay with her white boyfriend, her zaddy. They like to just put out these this advertisement and press releases of the most disgusting thing that you don't want to talk about. You see, that's the reason why the black media exists on the internet, social media, because basically the white media have ignored the truth about what's going on. But Obama, in his interview with the Breakfast Club, is going to bring up George Floyd. It's interesting that Obama could go and sit and talk, we all know that these fools on the Breakfast Club do not, like I said earlier, don't have the data. They don't have the statistics. They won't challenge these politicians because they don't have the education and the knowledge and the information to do so. So they get away with a lot of things that they say. And yet they won't come on people's real show, a real show who is going to drill them and with the policies and get them to basically say, to recognize, come on, you did nothing for us, Obama. I mean, why would you go to the Breakfast Club and tell that lie for? But Obama went on there and he's basically said that some of his white male colleagues, while he was in office, would only talk about, only say things racist or sexism, what you call it, with sexism, when he wasn't around. Come on, Obama, please. These white supremacists that you put in your administration was saying all kinds of things that you didn't check them on. And then he talks about that Trump has uh, you know, broke the law as far as doing executive orders. And he said that I can't do this, I can't do that. And Obama, you could have used executive orders as well, just like you did for the Hispanics when you signed the DACA law and given these Dreamers Act. Oh, Obama, please. And then it was just, man, I just couldn't stand to listen to this man try to explain certain types of things. People call, asking him questions. Obama, what have you done with the for the black community? Obama, what would you do for the black? You're gonna do for the black community? And then Obama sat there and said that I'm not the president for Black America. I'm the president for all. Okay, but you went to every specific group besides black folks, and you gave them certain types of things so they can utilize and help and uplift their communities. So this DACA law that you signed, Obama, my bad, guys. This DACA law that you signed was really for immigrants who is over here illegally. And basically, you're sitting on there now trying to talk black, and it's not working, Obama. It's not working. And every year or so, you're trying to bring out another book, another memoir. Obama, be quiet. Sit down somewhere. Obama sat on the Breakfast Club line and talking about black folks going to prison dropped. He said 30% of fewer people in jail are black people during his administration. The people going to jail dropped 30%, I should say. And he said that black poverty dropped since 1968. And also claiming that black businesses rose and black income rose. Why would you sit on that interview and lie, Obama, when you know that the wealth when you were in office was destroyed? Now let's listen to Obama. I know some people on YouTube y'all can't hear this man, but this man is full of crap.
How do you take it here, especially African Americans, minorities, say that they feel that President Barack didn't do enough for minorities, didn't do enough for black people. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I understand it because when I got elected, there was so much excitement and hope. And I also think that we generally view the presidency as almost like a monarchy in the sense of, well, once the president's there, he can just do whatever needs to get done. If he's not doing it, then it must be because he didn't want to do it.
Well, we see with Trump, so he does what he wants to do, so people assume.
Well, right, because he breaks laws.
Right.
and or disregards the Constitution. But
Okay. Now stop right there. I want
wake that ass up.
I want to elaborate on that.
Wake that ass up.
Oh my gosh, I want to elaborate on that. Now he just said that Trump breaks the laws,
He showed me the guy we are the Breakfast Club,
or he said undermine the Constitution. Obama, you have executive orders. You can bypass Congress with executive orders.
If you shop on Amazon,
that's what you did for the illegals. If you said that Trump broke the laws and did what he wanted to do, no, Trump used executive orders. He used an executive orders to give historically black colleges consistent funding. You could have did that. Come on, Obama, stop lying. You chose not to. The president have executive orders, okay? And when it was time for you to use your executive orders, Obama, what did you do? You used it for the illegal people who are not even citizens of the country. And then you start putting people in your administration because you were this mediocre president and that you were cowardly in office doing nothing and you know that you thought that was going to offend white folks. You had white men in surrounding you. You did a Republican conservative health care plan, as you say, that only helped 3 million black people. Hell, it's 41 million of us in this nation. You did nothing. Now, people who basically let's dig into it. This is the reason why a lot of black folks now, well, you got some black folks who are basically waking up to this. They're waking up to this. Like, we look back and we see that Obama could have done more. Excuse me. Even white folks are saying this now. But let's look at his DACA law, which is on the Homeland Security website. It says that the Obama administration chose to deploy DACA by executive branch memorandum, despite the fact that Congress affirmatively rejected such a program in a normal legislative process on multiple occasions. The constitutionality of this action had been widely questioned since its inception. Now, it goes on to talk about how he forced this down the throats of the American people. We need this to keep these illegals in the country. This is what Obama did for illegal people who were not even a part of this nation. And this is an executive order. You understand? Now, you ask, what could he did with an executive order for black folks? I'm glad that you asked. He okay. Trump, for instance, gave you an example. He said, okay, well, why do the Black historic colleges and university presidents keep on coming back every year to get funding? I'm just going to sign an executive order to make sure that your funding is consistent. He could have done that as the president, but see, he sat there and lied and tried to now explain certain types of things. That's what he tried to do. If you had Obama to do anything for us, you can't say that this man did anything for us here during his administration. And so his wife is even saying that he did nothing. Well, not what his wife is not saying that he did nothing, but his wife is not wanting him to run for office no more because of looking at all of the backlash that he's getting from us in the Black community. That's one of the reasons why she does not want him to run for office no more. Obama sat down somewhere. You understand? So what he is doing is he using the books that he's writing to try to continue to shape up a legacy that he didn't leave for us for nothing. He don't have a legacy. The man don't have a legacy for nothing, man. Why did this man keep on trying to convince us that he has a legacy out here? He lied about saying that wealth basically grew, Black businesses rose under his administration, Black income increased. He lied about that. He said that he has the data to prove it. Obama, no, you don't have the data to prove nothing. Why are you on the show, going on these shows, lying? He's just trying to sell books, man. During your administration, we lost all kinds of wealth because of you. And then you're talking about Trump break laws. No, Trump used executive orders to, like I said, consistently give, historically Black college money, which you could have done, but you totally disregarded. You had white people around you basically, and because you didn't really know what you was doing as you came in office, you were friends with your step father was friends with the Bushes. Yeah, both a part of the Council on Foreign Relations. Obama, you basically did nothing. You're sitting up here talking about discrimination, talking about the fact that you experienced discrimination just because they didn't want to give you a cab. Come on, that's not discrimination. That's not the same as what Black folks who was born in this country had to deal with. The 200 plus years of slavery and Jim Crow and Reconstruction. Obama, you didn't have to engage, experience that because you was with your white family. Stop trying to pretend like you went through the same thing with us when you know you did not. Where you was living good with your white daddy and your white mommy. And this is the same thing with Kamala Harris. Both of them do not talk about their Black side whatsoever. They only talk about they ignore their Black side. Kamala Harris don't talk about her Jamaican father. Obama don't talk about his Kenyan father. But they want to come to the Black press and say that and just straight up lie, talking about business ride under his administration. He's lying. What data do he notice he didn't even provide the Breakfast Club with not a single data, anything that we can point to say, okay, under Obama administration, this we had successful business here. This grew a percentage or that grew percentage. This man just set out here flat out lied in his interview. And he knows that those three, especially Angela Lee and DJ Envy, they don't have the At least Charlemagne the God tried to say some things, but they basically they go on these black shows who do not do their research, who do not have an attention span to talk to these politicians and give and show them the real data and let them respond to it and continue to have follow-up questions. They don't go to these shows and they get away with it. Obama tried to sell his book just like Michelle sold her book. I think Michelle outbeat him in the book sales of his other books, I'm thinking. But this man went on the Breakfast thing. This man went on the Breakfast Club and told a bold-faced lie. Well, told several lies. And we don't like that. We don't like to have somebody who claims to be black to just tell lies. If you're not going to do something or if you didn't do something, just say it. Just say, hey, I did not, I tried to do this, I tried to do that, I just didn't get done. And we will respect that. It's just like the Republicans. They say, well, I'm not giving you niggers nothing. Okay. That's letting me know where I stand. That's what Malcolm said. I want a man who let me know where they stand. Now, ladies and gentlemen, because Obama had lied, we're going to look at the statistics here. We're going to see what Obama did. Now, he went in office, in 2009? 2008, 2009 is when he went in office. And folks, the wealth gap for white people skyrocketed when Obama went in office. They basically had all of this stuff. They had all kinds of access to wealth and capital. And just like Yvette Cornell talked about, the only thing that we have access to, and Brian Allen pointed this out, was this dirty subprimary loan money. These loans that are just so, it's just so, it's diabolical. It really, in nature, it defeats you even when after you finish signing the dotted line. It's contracts of loans that we get, like the subprimary loans, that basically cause us to be in debt even after we finish with the ink on the paper. And this is exactly what they only give black folks. They get the same thing. Like I said, go look at my commentary on with these loans that they did during slavery. The 4 banks that basically profit from the slave trade. I got a video on YouTube talking about that. But Obama is lying, y'all. Black wealth destroyed. How Obama destroyed black wealth. Okay? We're going to talk about it. He said that the Obama presidency was a disaster for middle class wealth in the United States. Between 2007 and 2016, the average wealth of the bottom 99% dropped by $4,500. Over the same period, the average wealth of the top 1% rose by $4.9 million. This drop hit the housing wealth of African Americans particularly hard. Outside of the home equity, black wealth recovered its 2007 level by 2016, but average black home equity was still $16,700 lower. You understand? Much of this decline, we will argue, can be laid at the feet of President Obama. His housing policies led directly to millions of families losing their homes. What's more, Obama had the power, money, legislative tools, and legacy leverage to sharply ameliorate the foreclosure crisis. He chose not to use it, is what the article says here in jacobmag.com. Fact check this. You see, Obama is just lying. He went on there. He was not really helping anybody. But I'll tell you who he was basically worried about helping. It says that after the 2008 collapse, The Wall Street banks that caused the crisis got spectacular sums in the form of the Troubled Assets Relief Package, which is TARP, and discounted loans from the Federal Reserve. According to one estimate, they received a staggering 29 trillion in cash and loans. For homeowners, the largest source of potential relief was ironically that the same bank bailout, which contained an unspecific appropriation to prevent avoidable foreclosures. The Obama administration implemented the foreclosure relief efforts, calling it the Home Affordable Mortgage Program, HEMP, and set aside 75 billion for the effort. Now, see, here's the thing about Obama. He went on the Breakfast Club lying about doing certain things for us, but between him and the Bush administration, giving these subprime loans that they know was predatory. And then when we talked about this, when these black folks couldn't pay their loans on time, their home was in foreclosures. It was a total mess. But what did this man say on the Breakfast Club? He said that black property level dropped since 1968. Black businesses rise. That black income was going up. This man is a liar. Damn, this man is a liar. He is what Yvette Carnell called he's a narcissistic, I should say, but his personality of trying to stay into the press, the white media is giving him all kinds of press for nothing. Because they want us to basically say, yeah, he has a legacy. No, he has a legacy of failure. And we have to start understanding that about certain types of black people that the white folks just trot out in front of us. Goes on to say here that Obama basically helped the crooks, then decided that when he allowed them to use our tax money because of all of them being cronies and thieves, and then basically allowed them to basically get away with all kinds of scams, specifically in the stock market, allowing them to put stocks and money into the corporations of the pharmaceutical companies. When he signed the health care bill, Obamacare, this man basically allowed a group of white elitists and white people to have substantial amount of wealth that we will never, ever, as black folks, to be able to surpass. It is so much of an insult for this man to come on here and talk about that black wealth. When you talk about certain types of things that we got, they're talking about, oh, you got a computer inside the black home, now got internet, and they got a big size TV. You're talking about material things that doesn't have value. That's what they like to basically talk about when they talk about black people, income, and wealth growing and all that old crap. Folks, please. The average black family got a new car now in the driveway. That's not wealth. That's not something that is basically is going to be of value because there's depreciation with these things here. Obama knows he playing a game with us, man. He's trying to basically he basically trying to move us away from talking about the actual wealth that white folks have versus all these little things that we got here and there, talking about, oh, we own a cell phone and got computers and stuff like that in our homes, while white people are talking about stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. That is a total different thing here. Don't let this man play games with us, man. This man is totally in his whole lie. And his he knows how to lie. This man is a coward, and he was a coward in office. He allowed these white boys to just basically say, this is what you're going to do, and that's it. You're not doing nothing for these niggas. You're not doing a damn thing. And it's still it's out of suspect whether or not this man was even born in America. But anyway, I digress. Him and Kamala Harris despise their black history. They despise their black heritage. They don't identify with us, whose lineage of us that goes back to the killing fields of the American South. These two, Obama and Kamala Harris, which is India, both of them is the same way. They're stubborn, they're arrogant, they have a narcissistic personality, they are all about themselves. They can care less for anybody else but themselves. Talking about our wealth increase, and they want to brag that 3 million black folks got health care. Like that's supposed to be a good thing for us. He wants to sell this ideal that him passing Obamacare is a legacy for black folks when only 3 million black people got it. Come on, man. Get the hell up out of here. Okay? You see? Now, it's interesting that home ownership rate, broken down by race, the overall story for home ownership is similar for all groups. But black owners started lower and stayed lower than white ones, with no rebound at all from in between 2013 and 2016, his second year in office. Basically, white people were at 70% of increase in home ownership. Hispanics increased a little bit. Theirs came roughly around 50%. Okay. Black folks, you see, at 40%. You see, this man is a total liar. Okay. And he only going to basically do interviews with those people who do not know how to shove the facts in his face. That's the reason why he went on the Breakfast Club. It goes on to say, of course, that next we examine home equity by race. Here's an average of white, black, and Latino home equity by year. White folks with what? Closer to $200,000. Latinos up there close to what? $7,500,000. Black folks, you see, fall sharply under $50,000. You understand? This man is a liar. He is a total liar. At no way did our wealth grow under his presidency whatsoever. This man is a liar, if I don't know one at all. He chose to keep the black community down, and now he is trying to advertise his book by now trying to talk black by bringing up Dr. King and Malcolm X in a sentence, and then trying to say that, oh yeah, Reverend Jeremiah Wright, whose church he left, oh yeah, yeah, I like Jeremiah Wright and blah blah blah. Come on, you denounce the man just like you denounced Farrakhan. Obama, you basically allowed the white supremacists to give you and mold you in a way that you basically could not say anything that you felt that African Americans should have during your presidency, man. You was a failure. And now you're trying to do all this and say all this to sell this book, The Promised Land. And it's like, dude, you come out with a memoir all the time. You got 3 memoirs out talking about nothing, Obama. Get somewhere and sit the hell down. You got 3 memoirs that says nothing. You got, like I said, the audacity of hope. Now you got the promised land. You got something else, something to our fathers and some crap like that. Man, you didn't like your father's history. You never talked about your father from Kenya. You understand? You never talked about even your stepfather. And if it wasn't for your stepfather, you would not have been president because he was basically friends with the Bushes. Go listen to Judge Joe Brown talk a little bit about that. You see, we have to understand something about these boule Negroes who they put up and trot out in front of us. And we understand that you're a politician, but you got to stop trying to feed us the notion that the Republicans were just always standing in your way. That might have been true, but you had a Democratic Senate, a Democratic House of Representatives while you was in office for the first 2 years. You did nothing but try to focus on this health care bill because that's what you wanted as your legacy. And then now trying to explain all of your failures of accomplishments for the black community when you went to the NAACP and say, hey, y'all should lift up by y'all bootstraps. But as Ice Cube pointed out, black folks don't have no boots. Stop playing games with us here. This ideal, man, that we basically are asking for our tangibles. Okay, a wise man once said, you don't listen to white folks unless they're going to give you resources. And white people have been able to come to us, and without giving us resources, they have been giving us symbolic gestures. This has been going on since the Civil War. When are we going to be very much intelligent enough and allowing people to come on these shows in the black community or the black media, rather, and allow them to get away with these lies? Obama came on shows lying, but he know that Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy and what's this chick's name, Angelique. He know that they don't know nothing. And I'm not trying to disrespect them. I respect them, but he know that they don't know the information they need to know in order to challenge this man. He knows that. That's the reason why he likes to go on shows like that and like to lie. Like I said, Charlemagne and God got close. All the other two was just ignorant as hell. They don't know nothing. Mhm. So, ladies and gentlemen, Obama destroyed wealth. He destroyed it so much. He destroyed it it was just atrocious how he destroyed black wealth. And we cannot basically keep on allowing him to get away with this. All right, so we're going to be wrapping up today here. Like I said, it was interesting conversation that we had today. Don't forget that you can play this back on Blog Talk Radio, also YouTube. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for those of you who are on YouTube. For those of you who are on Instagram, go ahead and like that. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and basically it will give you notifications every time we go live on YouTube. And make sure that ScrewTube does not unsubscribe you, because you already know every time you talk black, they do not like that. Okay? So, folks, we got to deal with the facts. When we deal with the facts, when we allow these politicians to lie to us, we basically have to hit them with the hot facts. Hit that thumbs up button and basically make sure that you tune in to my show every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, that's when the Lawyer Henderson podcast show come on. All right, so that does it for today. Join me next Tuesday. We're at the same time, same place. And I know a lot of y'all out there eating this turkey, trying to, celebrate these man-made holidays that the white folks came up with. But I did not go any place to eat. I think that Thanksgiving, celebrating that, is just basically we need to learn the real history of Thanksgiving, I think, in a black community. I'm just going to say that. But yeah, I had to stay home. I didn't want to basically go out and, and do nothing because it's not worth, just celebrating these holidays. I don't see the benefit of it. But I know there's a lot of you who like to do that, so I'm not going to discourage you from what you like to do if that's your tradition and that's your thing. Okay. But I know that the Lawyer Henderson Show is always bringing you the business every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, like I said, at 7 p.m. And thanks for listening. You're listening to the Lawyer Henderson podcast show. Take care.